Welcome to Late Show, the train edition. Today I'm gonna talk about playing my favorite games with one of my favorite ladies. But before that, I wanna talk about what happened to me about 4 hours ago. There's a guy, name is Anthony, and we were at the train station, and among 40 of us just walked straight to me and started talking. I had my earbuds on, I was listening to podcasts, and while I take them off, we started talking. Later I asked him, like, why did you approach me among all the other people? He's like, well, I can see that you're this type of person. And I was like, that's a bullshit, there's no way you can tell that. Like, I had my hoodie on and I was like zip flat, like you could only see my eyes, and nothing else. And I had my backpack on and jacket on, like I was concealed, and I was like, okay, that's a fixed mindset, that's a bad idea. Let's turn on the growth mindset and see, was it possible for him to predict my, like, who am I just on what he saw in that couple of short seconds, And then I was like, okay, so he has 30 years experience doing this type of work, and he encountered many people, and it's like a basic how do I say, path recognition, X type of person does this thing, and those who are not that type of person don't. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I remember I did the same thing, but just a little differently, and probably a lot less experience with him. So I remembered when I went on a date with one of my favorite ladies, and that's like the most American date you ever had, with one thing changed. A guy didn't pick up girl, the girl pick up guy. Everything else most American ever. So we went to a restaurant, and it was like a 3-story really good restaurant, and we were on the rooftop, and it was like a Wednesday late night. It was like a sunset period, and we were on the rooftop watching the sunset, gazing over the ocean, looking at the Cat Island. Yes, Cat Island. And we ordered pizza and wine, and we were like talking in the middle of the date. I was like, you know what, we should play a game. And I saw her face change, and I was like, shit, Timo. And I'm like, wait, intellectual, skilled based game. And she's like, okay, I'm interested, what do you have to say? And I'm like, let's play Serbian, not a Serbian. She's like, what's that? Well, I point to a person, and you tell me, is that person Serbian or not? Keep in mind, there are like at least 50 people over there just running around doing the work. They were super busy, we were waiting half an hour just to get seated, and we wouldn't get seated if I didn't know the hostess. So I'm like pulling my Serbian strings in America, like we wouldn't get in unless I had my Serbian strings. That's how busy they were. And so she's like, well, how am I supposed to do that? I'm like, okay, follow my lead. So there was one guy walking out carrying the pizza, and I'm like, Serbian. And she's like, okay, so how do we figure it out? Is he a Serbian? I'm like, okay, call him, and then I'll ask him. And she actually called him. I didn't know she would call him. I was just like testing something. And while that guy was approaching, like he like stood right next to my table, and I turned to him and I started talking in Serbian. Like, no preparation, no signaling, no nothing. And both the guy and the lady, they were both confused that I started talking in Serbian. And the guy and I did the things Serbian guys do in America. And after he's like, how did you know I'm a Serbian? I'm like, well, that's what I do. Like, that's my skill. And she asked me the same thing, like, tell me, how did you know? And I'm like, I'll tell you later. Now you try. and then we played it for like an hour, Serbian, not Serbian, and I had probably 100% correct, you know, ratio, but let's say conservatively 90%. And I told her that you can tell like whether somebody is Serbian or not. Like if we played a Colombian or not a Colombian, Filipino or not Filipino, like I would had the same percentage, but you know, this is more fun because like you can spot the little tiny differences in a person that will tell you a lot of things. And so that's what I do, what I practice. You know, when I went to Vegas, I didn't go to gamble and drink. I went to study the skills called soft skills, and you know, they are more, you know, in depth, like reading body language, personality type and stuff like that. And then you can figure it out, like whether somebody is a Serbian or not. And so I want to tell you that thing, that if you practice your skill, you could reach some high levels that other people would think that's impossible, and for you it will be like a normal thing that you are able to do consistently without, you know, thinking about it. So that's what I have to say today. And for today, like, just think about something you want to become extraordinary and just practice it, and one day you will be able to figure out where somebody is Serbian and not just by looking at their face. And then I'll see you later, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and the latest video over here, and you know the deal, press the thumbs up. See you later, bye.